Bom. Buenos dias a todos. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't mind, I will speak in English. First of all, I would like to thank you for your presence here, and I would also like to thank the organization for inviting Porto Vivo SRU for this international conference on such an important issue as energy efficiency in historic buildings. Our presentation is divided in two parts. Firstly, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we have been doing in the last 10 years in the Historic Center of Porto. And after that, my colleague Paulo Valença is going to talk in particular about the energy efficiency in urban rehabilitation of our UNESCO-listed historic center. So let me begin. Porto Vivo SRU is a public company with two shareholders. One is the National Institute of Housing and Urban Rehabilitation with 60%, and the other one is the City Council of Porto with 40%. Sorry. Okay. It was set up in 2004 with 5 main strategic objectives defined in the master plan. The first one is the renovation and repopulation of the city center. The other one is the development of business and promotion of Porto downtown area. The revitalization of commerce, the development tourism, culture and leisure, and finally the improvement of public spaces. After 10 years of work in this area, significant changes has been made. The historic center and downtown area is no longer a part of the city, which is forgotten or in a state of disrepair, but is now the most vibrant and attractive part of the city. Here you can see the historic center of Porto was declared as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1996. In 2008, we have produced the management plan of the Historic Center of Porto World Heritage Site, which highlights the complexity of the issue. Using our interdisciplinary approach, we have made progress in terms of preservation and valorization of the historic center and consequently its long-term protection and vitality. So let me talk about the area you can see in this slide. It covers an area of half square kilometer with a population of just 5,000 people, and which there are 1,800 buildings, more or less. In the next slide, you can see we divided in 10 operations, and then we concentrated in 2 sections. One is named Sé, and the other one is Mozinho Flores. So let's talk about the first section, the action program of Morro da Sé. In this particular area, we have 1,000 inhabitants. 50% of them are 65 years old. This is a very poor area where the average income is only 250 per month. There are more or less 228 buildings, and 90% of them needed repair work. This is the framework we were faced with. You can see some examples of the buildings in the historic center of Porto. And so, what do you do? What did we do? Sorry. We moved on with an action plan. This includes improving public spaces, building students' residence, building also a tourism accommodation unit, and building a residence for elderly, providing temporary accommodation for the residents, and at last but not least, promoting energy efficiency. But about that, Paulo will talk with more detail. The second area is close by, but has different features. It's a more commercial area. The streets are wider and the buildings are more recent, as they date from 16th century. Here, 45% of the buildings are in a bad state of conservation, 20% of the buildings are vacant, and more than half of these have some sort of commerce. You can see also some pictures of the area Mozinho Flores. And so, what did we do here? The action plan of Mozinho Flores includes some important projects. Improvements to public spaces have been completed. The renovation of the museum and the archive of Santa Casa da Misericórdia is underway. The business incubator has been modernized. The port wine tour for tourists has been set up. But the next case, the last action, is different. Our original plan includes increasing energy efficiency. However, our plans were put on hold as, unfortunately, this action was not eligible for structural funds. But I would like to point out that owners of the buildings benefit from tax incentives to improve the energy efficiency of their own buildings. Nevertheless, we haven't given up. We are now applying for funding in the next period, 2014-2020, so that we can focus on this crucial issue. And finally, having reached this point, there are some questions that should be considered. For instance, how can energy efficiency really be promoted in historic areas? How can this contribute to the goals of the Europe 2020 strategy? How can this contribute to protecting a World Heritage Site? And finally, how can this concern with energy efficiency be put into practice when renovating 15th century houses to 21st standards? Perhaps Paulo, my colleague Paulo, will try to answer some of these questions. Thank you very much for now.
Good morning. I'll try to speak in English too. I'd like to say, to share with you a reflection and perhaps a future program we are thinking based in this problem, in these cases that we have in the historic center of Porto. We want to have and to conserve and to enrich our historic center, but we don't want to have only a museum, only a space where life doesn't happen. We want to have a space, urban space, with people, with young people, with office, with activities. So we think we need to have the conditions in that buildings of the 14th century and 19th century conditions similar to the conditions of the new buildings, but naturally protecting the image, safeguarding the World Heritage Site, but putting it moving, putting it alive, completely alive. And so, as public money, it's not enough. It's not enough to realize the operation, the large operation of rehabilitation of these buildings. We must share this project with the owners and new investors who want to do it too, also. Our aim is to adding value in needs, in their house, in their buildings, and became them more comfortable for more easy possible of call new people and new persons and new activities for rent these buildings. The major part of the buildings of the historic center of Porto are today under rental occupation, and we think in the future the same situation maintains itself. So we want to help its owners to rehabilitate these buildings and to create good conditions to their buildings, to head them to have people into their buildings and to have more dynamic and more animation in this part of the city. We have an experience in Mordecai, in the plan of Mordecai, where we are working directly in the 8,500 square meters of rehabilitation of buildings destinations for social housing. And we are improving the new conditions of efficiency and energy, and new conditions of accessibility in this set of buildings, and the increase of costs that we know already. We have, it's more or less 15% more than the traditional cost we could have if we don't put this upgrade, and the return perhaps it's easy and it's quickly, so we think it's a good option. For for suggesting the use of these practices to the private and to the investors and to the technicians who work with them, we draw with the Porto Energy Agency and the regional Directorate Culture, the department who manages the heritage in Porto, a roadmap with a good practice to be used in the rehabilitation of the buildings. If you know, it's the team we are talking about. We are working in a site where heritage. We have a set of rules, of conditions which we may respect, but I will repeat every time, we want conditions of the 21st century for new people, new activities. So we think we share a study with these other entities to have a rule, a set of rules, a set of good practices to be used for the people who want to invest in this set of buildings. And we defined some solutions for acting in facets or in spans. Preferably, we suggest that we use thermal protection in the exterior of the facades, but there are some cases where the type of the facades doesn't allow to use this option, because we have tiles or because we have stone. It's not compatible with the external thermal protection. So we have also an alternative to put it in the interior of the walls where the results are not the same, but it's better than none. We have to in this roadmap some solutions for the spans, and normally we have a very traditional and very important draw of windows, and we should maintain it. So you have one first option, building or putting in the interior a new frame to be complementary to the protection of the first window. But as we can see in a few slides, we have another situations we can propose, and other solutions you can use. But the roofs are also a preoccupation of the issue of the energy efficiency, and we recommend maintain the draw, maintain the type of tiles, the traditional type of tiles we have in these buildings, to put a protection. Thermal protection under the tiles, and like this, increasing protection and putting the climate or the conditions of climate interior better than if we have not protection. And we are also, and I saw Andy Burgo thinks as we think, that we can use also solar panels in the roofs, but we cannot put it as we put in the new buildings, in the new constructions. Naturally, we should put it integrated in the roof, taking off some tiles and putting the pile in the same space, and creating like a window in the roof, and integrating the two types of situations without creating a bad image. And in the windows, as I said, we have a draw to maintain, we have a traditional construction to maintain, but we can use also double glass better than the traditional glass, and making a new model to construct the window, putting the frame in the front of the double glass, and the double glass being unit into all the window. All these things are solutions that we think doesn't goes against the traditional image and the integrated image and function of the heritage, but can create new form, new models to use the buildings. And we have not only solutions of forms, of models of construction, of draw. We have some fiscal incentives to help and to help the investors. Normally, when in Portugal we make a rehabilitation of a building, we have 5 years without paying the property tax, which normally every property of every owners of buildings pay. If you increase some works or the works of energy efficiency, we can win more 5 years more, and we have 10 years without paying the property tax. It's an incentive, important incentive to the owners or to the investors. But we think we must do more things to help the mix, the rehabilitation first of all, but also the mix between rehabilitation and efficiency and energy. We are thinking about we are proposing in the Commission, the European Commission, and also with some partners we have and which are thinking thinking with us in this problem, create a fund, financial instrument to help the owners, creating more help, more financial support for their investments. And this financial instrument that we call Re-Energy, it's when we are joined Rehabilitation and Energy, we think it for the building exclusive for the housing in the historic center of Porto or in other towns, and for buildings where the owners are the users, or for buildings under rent process, but with low rents, where the owners has no money enough to rehabilitate their buildings. And we prefer, and what you think is that it's better is to finance with more money or better conditions these buildings where the owners were used by the owners. These other ones where where the rents are low, are much more low than the others, and buildings with projects draw before the works, classified as A or A+, the top of the classification of the projects of efficiency and energy efficiency. This program aims to support the works of the facades, as I tell you, the roofs and the windows, the systems of interior climatization of the houses, and also the solar systems. Sorry. Okay. We make some analysis about our case, and if we help just the works of the energy efficiency, we should allocate to this fund almost 40 million euros. But we think we can have also an alternative that we can finance all the works of the rehabilitation of the buildings, and in this case the number it's not only for 40 million euros, it becomes in 300 million euros, but we give an initiative more strong for people who want really to make the rehabilitation of this heritage, this common good who belongs to all of us. The way to finance this re-energy could be, this is a proposal, could be a mix between grant and loan with the public money, national public money, European public money, and using also other programs like Jessica that we know and we are working about. But the important is to say that this is, or this will be, as we think, a mix and a partnership between a lot of entities who can finance this program. It's also a partnership with the private world, because with some money we are going to increase private works in rehabilitating buildings, classified as World Heritage, classified as heritage of all of us. Sorry again. And to finish, it's that idea I'd like to leave here. It's the partnership between public and private forces. The mix between culture and technology, and the aim to put alive, dynamic, and strong the old historical center, classified or not classified as World Heritage. Thank you very much.